Welcome to Book Selfie. You just tuned yourself to the coolest place to buy your books to read and listen. It is the site where readers find the niftiest books, awesomest stories from the coolest authors. It is the place that books a lot.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Gurhan and I am with Book Selfie. I am one of the co-founders of Book Selfie, and this is one of those that I called Golden Nuggets. I am live on about, I'm going to say 5 channels if Instagram is cooperating. Most likely it is not, but that's life. But today's subject is selling ebooks. Now, I keep seeing these um, little shorts and little clips, shorts on YouTube and clips on TikTok, and all these people are coming and they are saying that, hey, look, it's really simple. All you got to do is just do this ebook and upload it, or you can just sell it. Upload it where? You can just sell it how? They never say that, but all of a sudden they just keep saying, hey, I just made $15,000 last month, and 2 months ago I wasn't making any money, but right now I'm up to like $6,000 and whatnot. Okay, enough with that. So let me just tell you, I've been doing this for 25 plus years, and I even remember Amazon like becoming Amazon. Ebooks and Kindles and all that. Let me tell you something. There is no such thing as free meal. Let's just take it from there. And I'm going to explain to you how ebooks are generated, where and how you can sell your ebooks. And if you ever see or listen to anybody who is making $15,000 the month before the last month, just ask him the question, where do you sell your ebooks? And let me see your statistics. How many followers do you have? So let's just start. Really? So, ladies and gentlemen, ebooks. There is no such thing as ebooks. Plus, you gotta know one more thing. Ebooks are actually not considered real books. Okay, print books, they get ISBNs. Ebooks, you don't even need an ISBN. So I, I'm hoping everybody knows what ISBN is. It's an international number, and it is sort of like a social security number for a book. And if you have an ebook, you actually don't need an ISBN. If you get one, more power to you. You can always go to Bowker or wherever you are, whichever country you are, and get an ISBN or whatever it's called in your country, and just slap it on your ebook. All more power to you. But one way or another, ebooks are not really considered books. Okay, now let's just take it from there. So, to be able to sell your ebook per se, first you need to prepare your book. Now, that means you have to write your book. And again, writing a book is an art. You just don't sit down and come up with a plot and write this 300 pages of a book. Do you know how to do this, or some fiction or nonfiction book and whatnot, and upload it to, we're going to get there, to some platforms. And all of a sudden, the money is just going to be gushing out of those platforms, and you will be like raking it in. You're going to just make it in the shade, right? So, I always make this joke with the new coming authors. I just say, okay, this is your first book. Okay, you just gotta be honest with yourself and honest with everybody else. You have to understand something. This is your first book. Nobody knows you, and you are going to upload this to one of the platforms, and don't expect that all this money is going to be gushing out, and you're going to be like, you just make it big in 2 months. And I also keep seeing some authors on Upwork. They are just saying that, hey, I just uploaded my ebook, whatever that is, whatever that means, ebook, or I want to write an ebook. You don't write an ebook. You write a book. There is no such thing as writing an ebook. You turn the book into ebook. That is a digital format of your book. Now, let's get back to the subject. And I keep seeing some of the new coming authors. They complain, I just uploaded my ebook and hey, nobody's buying and I can't even sell it. Or 3 months ago or 6 months ago, that's your first book. Okay, it's all good. Consider yourself an author. And this is your getting your feet wet, right? All good, no problem. Now, on to the next book and on to the next book. If you ever see any author telling you that he just wrote a book and sold millions of copies, that is 99.5 or 99.99% not true. So I think according to the statistics, only 1% of the authors, think about it, in the world, 1% of the authors, the first book actually sells out. So millions of authors, and from those authors, millions of books, and the first book makes it big. So if that's you, hey, more power to you. But that usually doesn't happen. And you don't just end up with your movie rights and Netflix rights and this rights and that rights. And so you just have to be very, very honest with yourself. Now, getting back to the subject, to be able to get your ebook, first you have to write your book. And that book turns into an ebook format, which is usually an ePUB format. All these are just steps to getting your ebook up and running. Okay, let's just assume that you took some classes and you sat down and you did your plot and your main characters, your supporting characters, and you came up with this great story and you wrote a book. And what's the first thing you do? Of course, you send this to an editor, and the editor puts the glasses on, does one of these, and editor says, well, okay, and book comes back all in red. Well, that's editor's job. He's helping you out, actually. And so you go back and it goes back and forth and all that stuff. And between the editor and your book, there's actually another step, which we'll cover later days. But let's just say that your book went through the editor, came back, now the cover. Now, let me just tell you the steps how people actually purchase books. The first step is, this is according to the stats, not according to Gurhan, okay? The first step is people look at the cover. Now, don't buy the book or by its cover. Don't judge it by its cover. Forget it. Those days are gone. Those days are gone. The first thing that people do when they're scrolling the thumbnails and whatnot, they just look at the cover first. So you wrote the book, you got the book edited, and now next thing is your cover. Your cover has to be to the par. Now, how do you get your cover up and upload it to Amazon so that what I call a scroll stopper? So let's assume that we are doing two cases, fiction and nonfiction. It really doesn't matter. The way that you make your cover actually is a process. We'll get to that later. But one way or another, let me just tell you the steps that a one book that takes the steps to be uploaded to one of the platforms, which we are going to come to. And I'm going to explain to you what those platforms are and what they do and how you can use them. So let's just say that we got the cover ready. All good. And again, there are more steps in between, and it takes a lot more than this just to become an author. But let's just assume that everything went smoothly and you have the funds and you got the editing done and you got the cover done. Now comes the interior layout. Okay, so interior layout has to be all professional. You don't just write a book and put it on Microsoft Word and click a button. There you go. That's your ebook. Oh, well, you can do that, but please don't expect your book to be sold like millions and millions and millions. Let me just show you a couple of examples here. See this book? The author is Bob, and good guy, good author. This is a humor sci-fi, and this book, Cast No Shadow, author Nancy Leonard, good friend, again, award-winning author. We prepared these books. She's awesome, and you just don't just win an award, wake up in the morning and you scratch yourself. Hey, I'm just going to write a book. Let's just write a book and win an award. Come on, guys. And don't believe those people or ads or whatever that you see on YouTube or TikTok and whatever. All these girls and guys coming up and say they're yelling and screaming, saying, hey, I just made $15,000 last month. Hey, look at this. I just got this ebook written. Again, you do not write an ebook. You write a book and you format it into an ebook format, which is usually an ePUB. Now, let's assume everything went smoothly. And now the step is to sell your book. Oh, let's just say ebook. So where do you sell your book? There are platforms that you can upload your book, assuming, again, you got it edited, you got the cover ready, right? And you got it formatted. In other words, you got it formatted into an ePUB, and it's all professional, and you have it in your possession. Now, we are going to upload this ebook to some platforms. We're going to sell it. How and where to sell these ebook? One more time. Don't believe these people. I have been doing this for 25, almost 30 years. Okay? You don't just upload it to somewhere and you start selling the book left and right. Okay, the first platform. Everybody knows this, right? I'm going to share some screens and I'm going to go through them one by one, and I'm going to explain to you the difference and, of course, what you can do with these platforms. Let me just share the screen here. Okay. The first platform, ladies and gentlemen, of course, Amazon. It's all good. Yes, everybody knows Amazon. And again, these people just say, okay, you just got your EPUB or Kindle or your ebook written. You don't write an ebook. I keep saying this. You have an ebook and you just upload it to Amazon and there you go. Amazon is just going to start gushing out millions of dollars to you, which is not true. If that's the case, here's my joke again. Okay, if that's the case, all of us, why don't we just sit down for about maybe 6 months, write a book, upload it to Amazon, and all of a sudden, everybody's a millionaire. In fact, on the third book, you're a billionaire. It's all good. That just doesn't happen like that. Being an author takes a lot of time. It's an art and it's business. So, getting back to the subject, this is one of the platforms that you can upload your book and start selling directly. And I'm going to show you these one by one, and I'm going to tell you what is common on these platforms. So this platform, just keep that in mind. Amazon is one. And here's another one, Kobo. Again, Amazon and Kobo, they are both good with ebooks and audiobooks. Kobo is a good competitor, I should say, to Amazon. Again, this is a digital format. You can sell your book. Just keep this in mind also. And at the end, I am going to come and explain to you what these platforms have in common. So next one, let's just get this one. Barnes and Noble. Ladies and gentlemen, Barnes and Noble. I don't know if you're old enough to remember Books A Million, years ago they closed, or Borders. These were like physical stores, and then they closed doors, of course, because of Amazon. And Barnes and Noble is the company that ended up actually they are much bigger into the ebooks. However, Barnes and Noble, they have a bunch of physical stores all over the place, and you can don't expect your first book to be in one of those bookstores. It takes a lot of work again to be on the shelves. So keep that in mind. One of them was Amazon. Everybody knows that. The other one was Kobo. And now Barnes & Noble. Here is the newcomer, Book Selfie. Book Selfie is a newcomer, and you can upload your digital books, either ePUB, which is an Kindle, or which is, I shouldn't call it Kindle. Kindle is a special format sold by Amazon. But the rest of the world, they just go by ePUB. ePUB is a format that you turn your book into, digital format. And Book Selfie is another platform that takes audiobooks and ebooks. So let me turn off this and come back to me and tell you what's common in those platforms. We're going to go into two more types after I make this explanation. So here's how you sell your book. These platforms, what they do is they have the ability to deliver your ebook securely into their apps. Okay. Now, if you just take your ePUB and send it out to somebody, hey, I just sold a book, right? And he can actually take that ePUB. It doesn't take that much to copy that, and he can actually distribute it all over the world. Now, these platforms, they went through a whole bunch of hoops and loops, and they created these apps, which are secure apps. What they do is they deliver your digital book through the app. So the process is you go to their website, let's just call it Amazon or Kobo or whatever. You purchase the book and you download the app. You see your digital book in that app. Okay, they don't send you a book. So you read it on the app. And that's how they make sure that your books are secure. Now, this is the true and the best way of selling your book. However, there is more. Now, these are the platforms that you can actually upload and sell your book. Now, let me just share a little bit more platforms with you. Let's see. Here is one. Now, these platforms, these are actually the platforms where you upload your ebook and somebody goes over there, or you can actually upload your book, or you can create your website or your landing page where the people can actually purchase your book. Now, as I explained before, when they purchase something digital, they download it to their either computer or your app. So they need an application or something to open that EPUB format to be able to read it. However, this is actually not secure. So what happens? They can actually crack the EPUB and they can just print it, you know, put it into an PDF file, PDF format, and just distribute it all throughout the world. That is not a big problem for anybody, if for anybody who knows just a little bit of EPUB. So that is a downfall if you are going to use your own website. And this is, of course, let me just, if you just scroll down, you will see that this is a platform where you can actually sell digital goods. Let's just do this. Podia, same thing, your website, that's what it says. So what it is actually most likely, I don't know, this platform, you actually build your website to sell your products, and which one of them is your ebook. And of course, when somebody buys it, they're going to have to download it. And you know what happens when you download a digital format. And let's just go here. Everybody knows this, Shopify, right? All good, yes, but you don't sell your books or products on Shopify. You actually build a website and sell it on your website. And again, I'm not going to say it again. You know what happens when you start selling your digital books and people downloading your digital books. Let's come back to me one more time. Okay, so that is the second way of selling your books. The first way was there are platforms like Amazon, Kobo, Barnes & Noble, Book Selfie, where they have an app and deliver your digital products securely, and people read your books on that app. And second way of selling your digital products, which in this case, your books, uh, having having your website, and it is an e-commerce site where you can build, or some platforms you can actually upload and give your people, hey, just go pay $5 or $2 and download my ebook. That's also good, but again, those are directly downloaded, and you have no control over your ebook. Now, there is a third way of selling your ebook. Let me just share my screen again. This is a company that actually distributes digital books all over the world. And this company does not sell books. They just distribute it all throughout the world. And what they do is you upload your book to these guys, and they distribute it to any of those companies like Amazon, Kobo, or Barnes & Noble, or some companies over at Europe or Asia and whatever. So they actually make sure that your products are safe and secure. Those are the platforms that they use when they distribute your products. So you actually don't have to go through and upload your book to every single one of those websites or platforms. However, there is a downfall for that, and I'm not going to get into that right now because it's not the subject of this video. Now, there is another one. Let me just share this also. Okay, so Ingram Spark. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the mother of all book distribution. In fact, Amazon, on their print on demand, they used to use Ingram Spark to get their books printed and distributed all throughout the world. And this company is a huge company. They have a distribution system. These are like dinosaurs. They have a distribution system all throughout the world, and they can actually, just like D2D, they can distribute your ebook throughout the world onto the platforms you probably haven't even heard of. So this is, let me just stop sharing. And that is the third way of selling your book. Now, so let's go through this one more time. The first way is uploading your book to platforms like Amazon, Kobo, Barnes & Noble, Book Selfie. Second way is selling it yourself through your website or some platforms that you can actually send people and buy your book. And the third way is you don't do anything; you just give it to the distributors like Ingram Sparks or D2D. They just distribute it throughout the world. That's all. And again, there is always a give and take into this process. But the biggest give when you have your uh, ebook delivered directly to the reader is, of course, they can actually distribute your book all throughout the world themselves, and give it to your friend, give it to somebody else, and whatever. They can do anything they want. You lose control of it. So now, getting back to the subject of these people that I see on TikTok or YouTube Shorts and whatnot, they made $15,000. Okay, selling books. That's a lie. Flat out, that's a lie. I mean, I work with the authors, beginning authors, and I work with the seasoned authors. Uh, just do one book and start making 15,000 a month after 3 months. That's not going to happen. You need to actually focus. It's just like starting a business, and you actually have to get your book written, get a good plot going, good characters, good supporting characters, and of course, your story has to be somewhat unusual. Let's put it that way. And that's just the writing part, and then editing, getting the book, the cover ready, and getting the interior ready, and uploading. And of course, that is actually the easiest part. The hardest part comes when you start promoting your book. This is, again, you upload your book to Amazon or whatever platform you want. Millions of books and thousands of books per day get uploaded to these platforms. And I would like to know how these people make $15,000 a month or $10,000 a month. They just upload this 50 pages of a book, and out of thousands per day and millions of among the all books, and people who read books, they're going to sift through all these bestsellers and good authors and the authors that they follow, and etc., etc. They are going to find this book and they're going to start buying like crazy, and they are going to make thousands of dollars every month. Come on, guys. Think. Don't believe these people. Okay? That is actually a lie. Okay, so this is how you sell your book. Let's just go through it again. Write your book, plot, and everything else. And you have 3 ways of selling your book. Either upload it to the platforms like Amazon, Kobo, Barnes & Noble, Book Selfie, or go to D2D or Ingram Sparks and let them distribute your book all throughout the world. Or you can actually establish your own website and sell it directly. And again, there's a downfall for that. Or there are some platforms where you can upload, you can just give it a link to somebody to purchase your book, they can purchase it and download your book. And again, it's the same thing as giving your book away and losing control. All it is. Great. And if you have any questions, just drop a note. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. And this is a good channel where you can actually learn something about books. Okay, until the next one. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Welcome to Book Selfie. You just tuned yourself to the coolest place to buy your books to read and listen. It is the site where readers find the niftiest books, awesomest stories from the coolest authors. It is the place that books a lot